don't forget to have everybody mute.
Okay, all right. We are recording, and I don't think I can have the muting on the phone. So if you are on the line on the recording, if you will just go ahead and mute your line, and we will turn it over to Sarah Wilson.
Awesome. Hey, you guys, welcome. Happy May. So excited to be here with you. You guys know this is my favorite thing, and I love just looking at everybody's sweet faces and us feeling like we're at least still somewhat connected, right? So you guys, we obviously we're in a beautiful place of momentum, and I know you guys can feel that excitement. And so it is my honor that we have with us tonight our very precious upline, our EEP, our Mama Mac. She's got a million different nicknames. Y'all know when I really love somebody, they have a million nicknames. And so Carrie does. But you guys, for those of you that have not had the opportunity to really get to sit at this woman's feet and to get to know her heart like I have over the last 11 years, she holds a really, really special place in my heart, and she is such a life breather. And you guys, we are so blessed, and I know sometimes even for myself, I take that for granted, Carrie, that we have you, and it's you know, it's always when we go on those bigger trips and I'm around so many people, and the minute you open your mouth, your light is just so huge. And I'm reminded every single time, you guys, that we really do have the best upline in Arbonne. And so, sister friend, we are blessed. We are all here because of you. And there is just nobody with bigger heart and a bigger vision and a clearer vision of where not only we could be, but where we should be and where we will be. And so it is my honor. Thank you for pouring into and just breathing into us for a little bit tonight. We love you.
Sarah has the way of making you cry and sweat before you train. So here we go. Thank you, Sarah. It is very amazing talking about vision to all of these faces that keep changing because people keep popping on. And I can't explain it, and that actually is a good thing. So we're going to talk a little bit about that.
No,
so I know you have a lot to do
last night, but it's tonight.
So I think everybody's muted. Did we get everybody muted? Okay. So just because I have ADHD, I can't concentrate if I'm hearing you talk and me talk. So let's talk about vision, you guys. Really, my vision started when I stepped into this business, and I didn't even understand it, but I just started praying for God to send me people that were better than me. And to me, that was how my vision started. And I didn't know what that looked like, and I didn't care. I just put people in my life that are better than me. And that's how small and simple it started. So I have some numbers, you'll be amazed. So the first thing, I'm making Sarah so happy right now. Number one is the question we need to ask ourselves, and it might be different for all of you, is why do we play small? And you guys, in my business, there's been at different times I've played small for different reasons. And so let's think about this. So why do we play small? Well, it's easier. It's more comfortable. It's safe. There's probably very little chance we'll make a mistake. There's very little chance we'll put ourselves out there for judgment. There's very little expectations on me. And that could be stressful, you guys. And that's part of being a leader is kind of stepping out. And you don't have to have a team to be a leader, but kind of stepping out and going, you know what? I'm going to have to embrace this and embrace that I want something bigger than me. Okay. So I want you to really be introspective of maybe you haven't been playing small, but I can promise you this. You haven't hit your biggest vision yet. And I know this because I haven't yet. And we're going to talk about that. So number 2, God-sized goals. So let's look at some God-sized goals, you guys. What does that mean? And I know we talk about that, and pulling up a couple notes here. But basically, our goals, a lot of times, and if anybody on your team, most of the times when I'm talking to people about goals, which honestly, 98% of the people in America, in life in general, hate goals. I know y'all are out there. You don't like to write them down. You don't want to talk about date on it because I want to date these things. That's not my business to be dating it. It is your business. This is your vision. And until we take charge of it, no one dies if you don't make a goal. No one dies if it doesn't happen exactly the way. But I promise you, you will spend a great long while waiting if you don't put some urgency into your vision. You don't teach yourself and your team to make those God-sized goals. So a lot of times when I'm coaching people, I'll say, okay, now what is your goal for the month? And to them, they hear, what can you safely arrive at in 30 days? And that's not a goal, right? A goal is something you have not seen yet in your business. Okay? That's tough to swallow. Now you really hate me and you really hate goals. But it's something you haven't seen yet in your business. That's a God-sized goal, right? There's no gap or no margin if you just keep doing what you can do, okay? What you know you're capable of. That's not a goal. That's basically, that's running on the bicycle for a mile. Right? So if you're in the gym and your bicycle, you're like, okay, I'm going to do a mile, I'm going to do 2 miles. And then you hit it and you stop because you knew you could do it, right? That's not a goal. That's really just staying above water. That's not inviting a whole bunch more water in. Here's what I know, guys. I know this to be true of you. You are one idea, one risk, one decision away from a totally different life. So we've got to start making God-sized goals. We have got to surrender some of that, of what we know we can do, and start putting out there what we know we can't do without some help, okay? So number 3, this one kind of gets me every time I think to myself about it. So you need a vision and a dream that is destined to fail without divine intervention. I'm going to say that one more time. You need a vision and a dream that is destined to fail without divine intervention. So, you might have heard me talk about God margin. You might have heard other people talk about God margin. You guys, there's no way my own works, my own power could make this happen. What I'm looking at just right here on this laptop. And there's a bunch of these meetings going on this week and last week all over the place. My own works don't make that happen, but my God-sized vision does, right? We'll get to the works in a minute. The vision is what creates it. And guys, sometimes it's scary, right? It's scary to think about, oh, I don't know if I want a team of 50 NVPs. That's so frightening. What do I do with these people? I don't feel like I know what I'm doing. You guys, neither do I, so it's okay. You learn together, right, Sarah? We're still learning together. That's the beautiful part of this business. That's why I prayed for people better than me, to make me want to get up and be better, to make me want to leave a legacy in my business. Let's talk about legacy for just a second on this number 3. What is your ripple effect? So when I jumped into this business, I threw a pebble in some water and made some ripples. And then I kept throwing pebbles and we had little ripples. And then I went, okay, that now I'm comfortable throwing these pebbles. You guys, you have to increase the size of your rock, right? We usually do the activity and we're exactly prepared for the vision we have in our head. So sometimes that means I don't even have a business card in my purse. And sometimes that means I have 10 sponsoring packs in my purse, right? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? How big? Here's what I want you to assure you of. Every person you bring onto this team, the journey will prepare them for their success. It is not your sole responsibility. So I want to give you permission to have a little bit bigger vision that's destined to fail without divine intervention. What does that mean? There's not a team on this computer right now because I'm so awesome, right? I had some divine intervention. I sponsored someone who sponsored someone who sponsored Sarah Wilson. I had guts that day. I picked up the phone and called Sarah Lingham. But more than guts, I had expanded my vision to include her. I was destined to fail without some intervention because my vision had gotten so big. And that included you, and I had no idea. I had no idea. So let's talk about number 4. We have to face our fears and fight for our dreams. And this is probably the hardest part. We think vision is something we think about when we're in the shower, we're laying out on the porch under the sunshine, and life feels good, and I'm getting the vitamin D, and I'm having my fizzy, and I'm really dreaming about what I want life to look like. And then you walk back inside and you get 2 text messages and you get rejected and somebody quits and you're like, all right, never mind. I retreat, right? White flag, never mind. This is good, right where I am. I'm good. I appreciate it. And a lot of times we think, well, I'm grateful for where I am. And you should be, because wherever you are, someone would give their right arm to be you right now. I promise you. However, you guys, we have to wake up and fight for it every day. Vision isn't a lofty thing that you think about once a month or once a year. It's something you have to face and fight for every day, because what happens is the world comes at you. You can guarantee the bigger your vision and the more your heart is committed to it, the bigger attack you're going to come under. The more you're going to feel inadequate. The more you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know how this is going to happen. I just had 3 cancellations. One of my friends, one time, she was going RVP. She's claimed it. She's like, my vision is big. I'm going to go RVP. I'm going to promote some RVPs. And she literally like 3 hours later, like 3 people on her team quit. In that moment, you have a decision to make. You guys, same thing happened to me. Going nation. Everything's going right? That's easy. That's easy to keep your vision big. But then when you get a few phone calls and the closet's being cleaned out and you're not doing the cleaning, you're kind of like, well, maybe that wasn't my vision. We'll work on that later. In the moment, you have a decision to make. You're either going to fight for your dreams or you're going to fall back. You're going to retreat. You're either going to face your fears, right? Or you're going to be paralyzed in quicksand. So we have that choice to make. Vision is about really focusing in on what kind of legacy, what kind of ripple effect you want to have, and then fighting for it every day. The size of your dream will determine the size of your team. And a lot of times when I'm talking to people too, they'll say, oh, I just can't seem to sponsor anyone. Well, we know they've got to change that talk first, right? But I also then go, well, tell me why you're doing this. And what do you see? What do you want to create with this? What do you want your team to look like? What do you want to do? And for me, you know, it's so crazy. I've never had a dream to travel to Africa, or that's never been on my heart. But I see by throwing a big rock, there's people on my team that is their dream. And look at the legacy they're leaving, right? I've never had a dream to build a house in Haiti or to bring clean water. But there's people on my team that do that. Although my purpose may be a little different, because I threw a big rock, lives are changed. Let me ask you again, what's the size of your dream? Because that will be the exact size of your team. Okay, number 5, we have to dare to fail and dare to be different. You have to dare to fail. And again, I'm sorry if you've heard me say this before. I know some of you have. There is no such thing as no risk leadership. There's not. It doesn't exist. So you have to be willing to step out into that vision and act on it and talk about it and breathe it into other people and breathe it into other people. The first time I talked to Sarah Wilson, I can promise you, I hung up the phone and went, okay, you know, this is what you prayed for. And here is a big, big legacy that's starting in part of your vision and part of your dream. I have to dare to fail. You guys, when I first promoted to RVP, and we did business differently back then, people started asking me to meet with their prospects. I was like, say, I'm busy. No, I can't do that. Nope. I'm busy. Carrie, I need you to talk to this doctor. Doctor? What are you, crazy? I can't even pronounce the words they use. You guys, I had to dare to fail. I showed up and had the appointment with the doctor. Guess what? The doctor didn't expect me to have their vocabulary. They didn't expect me to have their kind of confidence. They expected me to know about what I was doing and have a vision for that, right? And so I had to dare to fail. If I fail, I fail. But the only way I know to do it is to run straight toward it, okay? And to be different. I'm going to just touch on this for a second. Be you in this business. The more you try to be something else, the harder it will be for you to be successful. You can't fulfill a vision that you've made because you saw something on Facebook. Now, it might stir something in you, but your vision has to be yours. It has to be your heart, your words, your action, okay? There's a lot of people on Facebook that are successful and they have, listen, just don't call me Grandma Mac, but Mama Mac here has an amazing upline all the way up. You're just like, ugh. My team looking at me when they have this, but I'll tell you what, they're so amazing, but I can never fill their shoes. And why would I try? You guys, I tried at that, and it really messed with me. I tried to dress like it. I tried to be it. I tried to sound like it. And can I have success like that? Absolutely not. Because people know that's not authentically me. Even if they don't know me, they know. I think somebody's unmuted. I'm just gonna let you know in case you flush your toilet or something and embarrass yourself. But okay, so I've done that. So number 6, you have to quit holding out. And I'm going to tell you right now, we've got to shred your comfy chair, and you have to quit holding out. And sometimes our gut and our heart is really telling us to do something, and we just put our hands up and press back as hard as we can. We are holding that plank against it, and we don't even realize it. That's that self-sabotage. We're holding out. We might have developed the vision and the dream, and then we go out to walk in it, and we're like, well, I can do this much. You know what I mean? You have to soak yourself all in it. You know, watching your kids, if you have kids, or maybe yourself. This was a little bit me growing up. I held back in some things because I thought, who am I? Or gosh, I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable around me. I'll tell you, my kids, what we tell them is if you're getting yelled at practice, that's a good thing. That's a good thing because you're taking risk. You're putting yourself out front. You're going all out. And guess what happens when you go all out? You're probably going to make some mistakes, and that's okay. But when you hold back, that's the worst thing because you're playing it safe. And when you play it safe, you're really not giving anyone a chance around you to run with you. You're not leading the way. You can't inspire people from safe. You really can't. It's impossible. And I love to see my kids take risks. My son is great at it. He wants to try and do everything. My daughter's more one focused. But to watch herself gain the confidence to put herself out there, that's inspiring. Brave is the new beautiful, right? You've seen my before and after pictures, haven't you? Y'all, that took me a good week to put myself out there. But I thought, you know what? How can I help anybody if I play it safe? So you've got to quit holding out. Number 7, you've got to quit holding back. So it's that thing I talked about. You create your vision. You go to battle for it every day. And then when it looks like it might be heading the other direction, we just pull that rope back in and go, you know what? I'm not fishing today. I don't want to fish. I can catch these minnows right here in the shallow water. I don't want my whale. I'm pulling my, because I don't see it happening. That's too big of a risk for me. What if I fail? What are people going to say? I'm going to share something. As humans, we're mostly too selfish to be worried about you. We're more worried about ourselves, right? We're all having this internal battle and you're over there thinking, what is she thinking about me? And she's not thinking about you. Okay? We have to get over that. You have to get over that. So let me ask you this. Why have you held back your vision? And I know we all have. And maybe you're doing it right now. And maybe you're like, well, I can't make that leap until I see some things happening. It will not happen until you jump all in. And you guys, even after 15 years and as an ENVP in this business, close night was amazing. But I was also struggling with this internal, like, whew, Carrie, it's time to put yourself way, way out there again. Because sometimes when there's nowhere else to promote to, you're kind of like, you're off in Never Land, like, I'm catching a fish here and there. And then I was like, I've got to be all in on this vision. I don't care. I don't care about the how. I don't care if nothing comes of it. So you bet your bottom dollar, I told my upline, I'm all in on this vision. You guys, and within 24 hours, I had 2 new business partners and a PC signed up and bought orders in Edmond, no less, under me that I don't know. That has never happened to me in 15 years. You guys, do you think that's a direct result of not only my vision I was building that night, and then also my commitment to it? My commitment to it. And you guys, every day since then I've gotten up, I've like had to recommit to that because it's so easy to not. Okay, number 8, quit running away. Y'all, running away from it. It is seeking you. God has macheted down the path for you, and we take off the other direction as soon as it hurts a little. As soon. Quit running away from your success. If you get anything from this tonight, you can have a team. Honestly, you guys, I didn't even know how many VPs. I was building my my assistant was building my website. She's like, let's do a VP page. I was like, all right. So I start sending her all the names. And I didn't even know how many VPs there are on my team. You guys, that wasn't necessarily a goal of mine. My goal was just, I want the biggest ripple effect possible. I have one life to live, and I don't like regret. I don't. And it is not fair for me to be here and not bring people with me, whether you're my first generation or my 12th generation. It is not fair for me to sit back in an easy chair and let anybody not be a part of that vision. You guys, there were 21 VPs, 3 in qualification. And I sat in my chair and I was like, that has nothing to do with me at all. It's a divine vision that had to have divine intervention. I could not physically do all of that, but I could prepare to be better. I could get up every day and go, today I'm going to be better. Today I'm going to fill my heart with big vision, with inspiration. I have to. That doesn't stop. And then today I'm going to find somebody and I'm going to pour it into them every single day. If you feel stuck, if you feel tired, if you feel depressed, if you feel excited and paralyzed, if you feel like you're in momentum and now scared you're going to lose it, pick up the phone and breathe life into people. If that is not your gift, that is okay. Be you in it. You don't have to be me. I'm a hot mess. I often don't recommend it. But you can be you in that pursuit. Be relentless in your pursuit to show people their greatness, to show people their ripple effect, to help people find their confidence again. You guys, we're in this amazing business where we get lifted up and poured into, and when people come to us, they are beaten down. Our vision is a requirement. You guys, it's not an option. With playing small, and this is what changed everything for me from area manager on. When I realized my playing small to my inferiority complex toward other people, like, oh, that person makes me nervous, to my feeling like I was inadequate, to whatever it is, those things are selfish because they're focused on me. You cannot have a big vision, a God-sized vision, or act on a God-sized vision if we are focused here. And what happens is the more we focus here, are we going to find positive things? I'm not. I'm not. I can breathe life into myself and see that anything is possible in this business, in this life. In this Arbonne vehicle, the only thing is, I mean, if anything else, I've helped, you help people with your health, their nutrition, their skin, but more than anything, if there are more people on this earth walking around knowing that their flaws are beautiful, knowing that there's no such thing as perfection, because, right? We've got that, right? That's part of being human, is we are so imperfect. And to show them they can do, be, give anything they want, that's legacy. That's vision. You guys, people laughed at me from the first time I started the first words and I was so excited. The first words that came out of my mouth, most everyone but my husband laughed at me, told me these things don't work. My family, not supportive. I didn't care. How on purpose are you for helping other people? Have you helped all of the people you want to help as far as you can take them in Arbonne? If the answer is no, then we better get some fire in our guts and we better get breathing life into people. If you walk away from a sponsoring appointment and Arbonne's not for them, at the very least, they're going to walk away going, you know what? I have something to offer. And if that's not in this business, I'm 100% okay with that. But that's what vision looks like. You don't care about the result because you're so on purpose for it. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning. It's what keeps you up at night. I always tell people, I hope you can't sleep. We have spray for that, but I hope you're laying in bed at night thinking about, who can I help today? Who is out there maybe floundering that you could breathe life into them? They've lost their confidence or they have never gotten any. You guys, I struggle with that every day and it's okay. But what I know, that I know is you were meant for more. You guys, I'm not done. I haven't helped all the people that I want to help or that need to be helped. And so I haven't talked to everybody. That's an impossible game. Rid yourself of that lie. Your vision can be anything. Because what happens is we talk to people, and guess what? People say yes, and we get working over here, right? There's always people to talk to, and I want to end with this. Faithfulness is not holding down the fort. Faithfulness is chasing a 500-pound lion. And you know what? Instead of running away, give it the side eye, and you all know what I mean by that. Give it the old side eye, and you turn around and you go after it. Who cares if you fall down in the process? The person's life that you change does not care. They won't remember what words you did or didn't say. They won't remember if your hair looked a hot mess or you just came from hot yoga. They don't care. They care about what you're giving them, and that's it. And everything else falls to the side. We take the focus off here and put it out there. And I promise you, you do that, things will change in your business tonight. I hope that was helpful, and I hope it didn't take too long.
Trying to unmute here. Carrie, that was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for pouring into us. And my team knows, you know, poor Sharon, man, she just had to keep on asking and asking and asking me. And that's why I always tell my team, sometimes it takes that third-party validation, and you were that voice for me. It was on a call just like this, except we couldn't see each other's faces. And just hearing it in your voice, though, and all over again tonight, I'd sign up again in a heartbeat. So I know everybody is just blessed beyond measure to sit at your feet and take notes and just soak it all up, because it just flows from you so beautifully and so genuinely, and you are so you. Thank you so much. Love you.
And thank you for taking time away from your boy's birthday to be with us. So we're so grateful. So get on off here and go love on your boy. We love you.
Okay, love you guys.
All right, you guys, we're going to turn to some recognition, which is one of my favorite parts in Arbonne. Not a lot of us mamas get a lot of recognition, or wives or girlfriends get a lot of pats on the back for all the things we do. And in Arbonne, you sure do. Not only do you get a great paycheck, but I love the recognition. So we're going to start off with my region. We've got the consultants who got in front of 24 or more new people to share Arbonne with in April. And we've got Brooke Kellogg, Stacy Root, Freya Scott, and Kylie Boutel. With 5 or more new PC, 150 PC signups. We've got Rachel Crawford with 5, Ann Lee with 5, and Kayla Williams with 6. So proud of you girls. And now here comes the list. So hang on a second. We got a lot of district managers in qualification. And you guys, I've always heard it said that if you can go district, you can go nation. It's the same thing. There isn't all of a sudden some new thing you have to learn for each promotion. It's just helping more and more people do what you've done. So this is always super exciting. We've got Sarah Forrest, sponsored by Emily Summers. Courtney Ham, sponsored by myself. Lisa McRae, sponsored by myself. Brandy Pennington, sponsored by Renee Ellis. Michelle Lakes, sponsored by Tesha Bryant. Elaine Martinez, sponsored by Kim Hill. Molly Dyes, sponsored by Faith Scott. Dottie Cook, sponsored by her daughter, Faith Scott. Deanna Payne, sponsored by Dottie Cook. Stacy Root, sponsored by Faith Scott. Faith has been busy. Katie Schmidt, sponsored by Faith Scott. Kylie Battelle, sponsored by Freya Scott. Faith's mother-in-law, keeping it all in the family. Stephanie Bull, sponsored by Freya Scott. And Melanie Taylor, sponsored by Kayla Williams. I'm so proud and excited to celebrate each of you promoting in May. We have one new district manager, Emily Summers, sponsored by myself. This girl, amazing. Literally have done like one party. She's a teacher. So, she was like, oh, okay, yeah, give me this. I'm going to go do it. And literally have been having to beg her to let me help. But she is a doer and on fire. And then we have an area manager in qualification, Faith Scott, sponsored by Freya Scott. And you guys got to hear her train a couple months ago. Man, just how beautiful. We have had some big switches. And that one is going to finish it out this month for sure. And obviously, we've got a new area manager up in Pennsylvania. That team is on fire, Miss Freya Scott. So proud of you, girl. Knocked it out in 2 months. Plus, drum roll please, halfway region. So stinking proud. They just flew past the numbers they needed. And going halfway region was just icing on the cake. So proud of that team. And Freya, you lead them so well. And you have learned how to lead a team well without your upline near you from a beautiful servant leader who had to do the same. Dang it. Our brand new regional vice president, Renee Ellis. So incredibly proud. And this one set a huge goal beyond what she needed to even promote, because it was a number that God laid on her heart a year ago. And she just knew how significant he was. And to hear her describe it, it's just beautiful. It's scary going for something that big. And she just did it so beautifully. Absolutely, just with nothing but grace and leadership. And I love that it is partnered with all of these other promotions, right? Because that's the way to do it. This is not just, oh my goodness, Renee gets a car. This is willable business after willable business after willable business after sponsored team, new and growth and life change all around because of you, Renee, and your beautiful yes, and your leadership. And I am one proud Armand mama. You're just amazing. So consultant bonuses, we've got Elaine Martinez, Molly Dyes, and Dottie Cook. DM bonuses, we have myself, Rachel Crawford, Faith Scott, Freya Scott, Ann Lee, and Kayla Williams. Area manager bonus, myself, and obviously Renee Ellis. And so proud of you guys. I'm going to pass it off to Sharon now.
Okay, do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that noise, or is it just me? Maybe somebody has their phone next to it. If you are not muted, will you please, if you're listening from your phone, if you'll just swipe up normally on the bottom of your phone, you can mute your line just so we can hear. But thank goodness the noise is gone. Thank you, Kara, for passing on. Okay, so I'm going to run through our recognition for my region. Top activity, we had Amanda Jester, Amy Knox, Amber White, myself, Holly Friedman, and Shantae Reed. Top sponsoring High Five Club, we have Shantae Reed had 12. Yes, new preferred clients with 150 and above orders, and then myself with 6. For district manager in qualification, we have Teresa Evans, Dottie Merritt, Jenna Wharton, April Moore, Herschel Gaffney, and Karen Burgess. And y'all are all on here, so thank you. Congratulations. And then we have a new, brand new district manager, Shantae Reed. Congratulations. Y'all all know what they say. If you haven't heard, and this is the first time you've heard it, if you can get to district manager, you can get all the way to national vice president, because it's just duplicating the same thing over and over. So district manager, yay, hooray. Also, Holly Friedman earned her E. She's an executive district manager. Not only did she earn her E, she also is in qualification for area manager as well, and earned her DM bonus and consultant bonus, which is awesome. So super congrats to Holly Friedman in qualification for area. And then we also have Miss Kara Chapman. She earned her E. So now she's an executive regional vice president when Renee promoted. So super proud of you guys. Y'all are absolutely amazing. And just like Carrie said, I sponsored up, sponsored people that are better than me. So y'all are amazing. So thank you so much. And then let's see here, DM bonus goes to Holly Friedman. Myself, I earned DM bonus and area bonus. I hope I did not forget anything. So congratulations everyone for an awesome month. And I know we're going to have more and more promotions this next month. So I'm going to turn it over to Gina Fryer. Is that right? Is that who's going next? Okay, you got to unmute.
Okay, I was trying. Oh my gosh. Oh wow, you guys, it was an incredible month. Still coming off that GTC high. Okay, so top activity, 24 plus contacts went to Jane Marie, Montana Flowers, John Littrell, and myself. And then next up is in qualification for district manager, James Waller, sponsored by myself, Trish Cole, sponsored by myself, Brenda Reagan, sponsored by Callie Kuros, Joshua Taylor, sponsored by John Littrell, Montana Flowers, sponsored by myself, and Diane Antone, sponsored by Kay Brooks Smith. So that's our in qualification for district manager. Top sponsoring went to Montana Flowers with 6 personal preferred clients. Also with a tie on that was Jane Marie, who fought so hard to get her her 6 in there and earned her district manager bonus. And I also earned my bonus. So just amazing month. Super proud of you guys, and turning it over to Sarah.
Awesome. Thanks, friend. You guys, what a beautiful, beautiful month. To not love April would be something crazy, right? Gotta love some GTC and some new products and just that excitement and that momentum. And, you know, it's like they always say in Arbonne, it just gives us an excuse, you know, to pick up the phone. And so any excuse we have to pick up the phone, right, with our clients and with those prospects, always just really lights that fire under us. And so, you guys, for us, 24 or more new contacts, just really working that business in a consistent way. In April, we had Shailaja, both Jordan and Jillian Collier, and myself. With 5 or more new direct signups. Last month, we had Miss Carla Cassiola and Jillian Collier with 5, and Miss Jordan Collier with 11. So way to go, girls. In qualification for district manager, that first level, we've got a few. We've got Miss Jacqueline Blassingame, sponsored by Ryan Hilson. We have got Miss Paula Mallory, sponsored by Stacy Swilling, and then sponsored by myself. We've got Miss Allison Ridings, Chris Magruder, and Georgiana Cochran. And then we have one beautiful new district manager, Miss Ryan Hilson, sweet, precious friend of mine, sponsored by me. So proud of that girl. And then for in qualification for area manager, we have got that beautiful Miss Shailaja Barnett. So proud of that girl in her just beautiful perseverance, you know. And then our bonus earners over the last month for district, we've got Miss Carla Cassiola and both Jordan and Jillian Collier you guys are going to get to hear from them, those beautiful twins, here in just a second, because those two made a really beautiful shift. And I can't wait for them to share those ins and outs with you. And then myself for district area and region bonus. So yeah, just a beautiful month. Super, super proud of all of you guys and where we are. You guys as a whole, I think when I did the math, we saw like a 25-26% growth from March to April. So it definitely showed up. And you guys, what we know in this business is that really the activity that you're doing today doesn't even really show up in the fullness until 90 days from now. And so you guys, if you didn't know that, I want that to really, really stick with you, because I think sometimes, you know, we do the work. And I remember one of the twins saying to me, Miss Sarah, I know it doesn't show up in our numbers now. And I said, oh no, it does, but you just wait, because the fullness of that isn't going to come for another couple of months. So you guys know that. Always commit. And that's one of the things I know you're probably going to hear from these girls, is to really make a commitment to that 90-day, to that 3-month cycle in your business, because beautiful things happen in that way. So I'm going to turn it over to Joe and Jill, and I'm just so proud of these girls and where they are. But you're going to hear, they made some shifts and some decisions and some commitments this past month. And yeah, it was pretty evident. And I'm just so proud of you girls, and I'm proud of where you're headed and just the example that you are to me and to all of us. So take it away, sis.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I said, Mom, you know, it's just weird being on this call, because a month ago I would have laughed if somebody told me I was going to be on this call this month. But anyway, so yeah, talking about where our shift started. So March 31st was a huge day for me. I remember I sat at Starbucks and I looked at Jillian and I said, I'm not having another close day like this. This is the first day I've worked my business this month almost. I mean, really? Like, this is crazy. And y'all, the craziest thing, I was expecting so much by doing the exact same things. I was texting the same people, you know, hey, we have a detox coming up. Are you ready to go? I was saying, you know, hey, I was texting the same people, posting about the same things. I was just repeating myself, but I was expecting different numbers. I was just expecting different in my business.
We would always say to Mom, aren't we in area manager qualification yet?
I mean, I was like,
we should be there.
But anyway, and y'all, I figured out something huge. And the embarrassing part about it is I wasn't the first person that noticed it in my business. And I'll get into that in just a second. But y'all, I put a huge cap on my business with nutrition. And I don't know if a lot of y'all are like this, but my mom, I watched her lose 100 pounds. Then I got on the nutrition myself, and that's what I fell in love with. That's where my belief lied. And y'all, the worst part is that I remember sitting, we were flying back from GTC, and Miss Gina was telling me about the makeup, and I was like, gosh, like really, I'm just doing nutrition. Like, let me just do my thing. And then Miss Sarah came up to Conway, and we had a little meeting with her, and she started, you know, hinting in that we needed to kind of branch out. And I was like, man, I'm just doing good, doing me. I'm comfortable. I like where I'm at. Then my mom started in, and I was like, gosh, dang. I mean, I wasn't, I didn't want to hear it. I was like, I'm good. I like nutrition. Nutrition's easy. I can do that. And y'all, I was putting a huge cap on my own business, but the worst part, what Jillian realized this month is that we were putting a cap on our team. And honestly, that almost makes me tear up just thinking about it, because we had our team members over for a spa night doing makeup and using all the products, and y'all, they lit up. And y'all, there's so much more than nutrition. I know a lot of you are thinking, oh yeah, I built mine on skincare. But for me personally, I had tunnel vision to nutrition. And
I even had an old business builder. She got burned out on the nutrition side of the business. She saw me posting on my one-on-ones to makeup, and she said, hey, I think I may want to get into the business back for the makeup. And I was like, why didn't I think of that before?
Okay, and so then Julie and I got out our calendars, and I texted, a huge list of friends, and I filled up my makeup case. I remember I texted Miss Sarah, and I said, Miss Sarah, I know GTC is coming up and new products. I'm about to stock up my makeup case and my safety foundation. And she was like, yeah, girl, you go ahead. And so I got out my planner and booked as many makeup one-on-ones as I could possibly think of. And y'all, it scared the crap out of me. I hated putting on my own makeup, much less someone else's. And y'all, it just takes 1, 2, 3 to get practice. Practice on your daughter, practice on your mom, your aunt, your cousin, whatever. Get practice, because y'all, the makeup is something that sells instantly. It is like the nutrition, the 30-day cleaning challenge. They have to, 1, stick to it, and 2, it takes a little time to lose weight and show friends and family for it to create that ripple effect. Y'all, I would have girls come home from a makeover, text me and say, hey, I just showed my sister this stuff. She went to makeover. Y'all, I would book it. And it's just something that sells instantly. I mean, right then, they love how it feels on their face, make them feel good, and they love it. So that was something very huge for us. So when we kind of opened up that scope of, wow, there's more to Arbonne than just nutrition, that was so huge for us. And you know what is, we have something to offer everybody now. One huge thing that I was telling Jillian about is, one thing that I really saw myself is my belief lied in the nutrition. So if I had a detoxer text me and say, gosh, I'm not liking the shakes, or gosh, I only lost 1 pound, that crushed me. That crushed my belief, and that set me back. Now I have belief in skincare. I have belief that detox spa stuff is awesome. I have belief in the makeup. So if somebody crushes one aspect of my belief, I have time to bounce back from that. But I have all this other belief to kind of hold me up until, you know what I mean? And so when you grow your horizon, you grow your belief, and our belief is bigger than it's ever been. And we didn't even go to GTC. And gosh, I would do anything to have been to GTC. But I told Jillian, if people are GTC, I'm going to be working my butt off, because I was fired up by the products. These products are awesome. But, anyway, so you can kind of go ahead. Okay, and so a little bit about me. We had that big shift. I'm scared to death of momentum. When my mom would bring up to me about doing business builders, I was like, why would I want business builders? I don't want people passing me. I didn't understand the concept of business builders, okay? And so I was scared of the success momentum growing out of my control. And y'all, instead of being scared death and running away from that momentum, this month we leaned into it. Jordan launched a business builder. I launched 2 business builders, and yes, I was pooping my pants the night that I signed them both up, thinking, how the heck am I going to coach both of these in 1 month? Y'all, but we did it. And just kind of leaning in to that pressure, and that it's honestly kind of fun. And we even, Jordan and I, we visualize our teams way bigger than they actually are. We pretend like we're Peyton Mott or Avery McLean, and we're like, oh, heck yeah, we have a big team. We had a spa night one night, and we always think, what would Peyton Mott do? What would Avery McLean do? And so we had a spa night. And y'all, our business builders absolutely loved it. Not only was it team building and we were building their belief, but we also were introducing them into new products. They're all like, I'm ordering this tomorrow. So we were like, okay, well, that was fun. So anyway, just introducing them to things that they hadn't been introduced to yet. And also talking to our business builders. Usually I'm like, oh, I don't want to overwhelm them by saying, hey, you should start thinking about business builders. But our teams, we noticed, they're like, wow, our team is so big. And we're like, y'all can have this. All y'all have to do is talk to other people about the business, and you can have your own team. Y'all, when they figured that out, that they could have their own team, it was like they were on cloud 9. They were like, you mean I can be that? Are you serious? Y'all, they want to be boss babes. And so they were so excited, building their belief, encouraging them to talk to more people about joining their team, for them to have a team. When they figured out they could, they were like, wow, I cannot wait. getting them so excited about life. And then, you know, raising that bar. When we came into the business, the first month was $1,500, $2,500, $3,500, then you were DM. You know, the next a little bit, you know, $2,500 in 3 months, $3,002. Building that bar up, you know, just improved their overall month so much. Like, you know, wherever you set that bar, y'all, your consultants are going to either get there or lower. And so you just have to think about that when you set that bar. You know, you want to set it up here. And y'all, I set that 2,500 bar to my consultants, and they said, is that really doable? I said, heck yes, it is. And showing them that you have belief for them. So that was really huge for us launching our business builders this month. But you're going to talk about the 90-day. Okay, so the big thing, and I know that Miss Renee has talked a lot about this 90-day cycle with, you know, all the verbiage and all that about the 30 asks in 30 days, kind of doing that 90-day cycle. Well, what Jillian and I did, and with my mom, well, she tried to get us to start this 90-day cycle in, like, February. It didn't happen. I was like, yeah, let's do this. Okay, it was March 31st, and look where we're at.
Mom said, what day are y'all? And I said maybe 1? Are we on 1?
Mom was like, really? But anyway, so we kind of started that 90-day cycle, but that 90-day cycle looks a little different for us. So I've had that 30 asks in 30 days, you know, showing the business. I've had probably five-ish one-on-ones with that, but my 90-day cycle looks a little bit different. It's not a set number about 30 asks in 30 days. It's more, I mean, for real, working the business every day for 90 days. And you guys, y'all say, oh, that's easy. It's not. Like, I'm telling you, finals week about killed me last week. I called my mom crying on close night. I said, Mom, I'm not ready for this test, but it's
Who cares?
It's fine. But, you know, it's working the business for 90 days, whatever that looks like. For us, it looks like maybe 2 makeup one-on-ones one day. The next day, turn around and talk to one girl about the opportunity. The next day, have a big Facebook Live with all of our friends about the 30-day clean eating challenge. The next day, it may be, you know, every day look different. But you best believe something was on the calendar every single day, and we were working our business every single day. Now, and then Mom reminded us at the end of April, okay, now you're through 30 days. Now let's kick it through these next 60.
And I don't know about y'all, but like that 90-day, like how you don't see that success until the end of the 90 days, that is so exciting to me because I know that there's so much momentum in our whole team happening right now. So just think about in 90 days where your business will be. It's just kind of crazy to think about that.
And then one more thing I was going to add is, y'all, accountability partner is huge. And, you know, my mom's a great upline and we're great accountability, but I needed something different. And Miss Renee, LS, I would say about 2 or 3 months ago, reached out to us about a member in her team, Faith Scott.
Faith.
And y'all, she is amazing. Awesome. I love her to death. I don't even know if she's on this call, but y'all, accountability with somebody you don't know, they see everything from a different. They see everything looking in, you know what I mean? And they can see things totally different. And Faith and I, like, we have grown our relationship so much. Never met her, but I love her. Like when she got area manager qualification, y'all, I teared up. Like I got emotional. Like having that accountability is huge. When she would box through me, it kept my butt accountable. Like, man, I know she's working her business. You best believe I'm gonna be working mine. I'm a little bit competitive, if you can't tell. But anyway, so you go ahead.
Yeah, Faith is awesome. We're super blessed by her. Accountability is so important. But just another thing that has been huge in our business, and this is our last kind of point, is social media. Y'all, we've been wearing social media out, and it's been a little bit different. So we've honestly just been sharing our life with people. We have found that, you know, staying away from like the business ad looking posts are so appealing. Y'all, I have people like the UCA campus police said, oh, I saw you on Facebook the other day. That was a little creepy to me a little bit. But he was like, you're working your Arpon business. I was like,
Thank you. I sure am. Thank you. But you know, just random people that I don't even know, they're seeing your stuff, and you know, if you show them how you're living, they believe it, y'all. And so we've honestly had a bunch of fun just with social media. But Jordan and I like to take, and it's kind of weird, we like to take about 5 minutes once a week, and we get together and we scroll through Facebook, and we see, okay, what are we scrolling past? What kind of posts are catching our attention? And we try to make our posts more like the ones that make us stop and make us be like, wow, that is a really good post. And the ones we're just sliding past, we're like, we try to learn from that. And so just kind of, I mean, not to be rude, but, you know, it's just kind of a learning experience on the social media aspect of that. But also, y'all, we check Peyton Mont and Avery Pierce's social media daily. Like, they're on my recents that I look up every single day because I'm constantly looking. Something's working with them. I want to do posts like them. And so we go on their pages a lot and get ideas from them. And so find a independent consultant that you love looking at their posts. And check on her daily, y'all. Like, the important thing is find the element that is appealing to you. Like, find what looks good to you. Like, don't just copy their post because it won't sound like you. Find that element that is drawing you to that post. Like, maybe it's Avery McCain. She did this fun little drink with her boyfriend with the fizzies, and the element that I liked about that was having that fun drink. And so you want to like find the element, then make it yours. Okay, and last point, y'all, I promise, I said this a while ago, but y'all, we act like we are MVPs. Half of our friends think we're in the top level of Arbonne just because the way we talk. And, you know, when they ask us about Arbonne, they're like, how's your business?
Awesome.
We, like, absolutely build it up so much that they're like, wow, y'all must be at, like, the top level, right? Like, you're like, I mean almost there. Almost there. So, I mean, just acting like you're an MVP, you know, people start coming to you and people start believing. I feel like when we started this business, people thought, oh, that's so cute. And now I'm starting to get messages like, okay, so I'm noticing you're still in this. What's different about this? You know, that kind of thing. So, yeah, do you have anything else to add?
I don't think so. I'm just thankful we got to be on this call. Like I said about a month ago, I would have laughed at Miss Sarah if she would have texted me. But anyway, yes, thank y'all so much. And I think Miss Freya is going to close us out.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay.
You guys' energy is absolutely amazing. We just need to bottle you up. Holy smokes. I just love watching you guys. Oh, it was amazing. Okay. So when Renee first mentioned to me that I would be doing the close tonight, I do have to tell you, I had this little freak out moment. No. But my next thought was, and this is truly the root of why I had the little freak out, what could I possibly say that would inspire so many who have been an inspiration to me? That was what I kept going through my mind over and over and over and over again. On Saturday morning, as I was driving to a friend's house, the thought actually came to me. It was a thought, a feeling, really in my heart that I needed to share her story with you. So this is just a little bit about my new dear friend, who also happens to be a client. This beautiful lady is someone who was just an acquaintance to me. Her husband went to high school with my husband, and I knew her, but I never really knew her. A couple of years ago, work brought him back to Pennsylvania after many years of being away. So for him, in a sense, he was home. For her, on the other hand, this move was altogether a different experience. She was through and through a city girl. So she had a new state, new people, new job. She had to make new friends. And let me tell you what, moving to Pennsylvania was a totally new way of life for her. So in the past, when we would run into each other, we would have a nice general conversation. You know, we would talk about the weather. She would ask me how my kids were. It was just kind of like that, we never hit on anything that was too involved. It was just a nice basic conversation. A couple of months ago, she popped into my head. Just that thought that I needed to share Arbonne and all of the wonderful things we have to offer with her. Now, she's not on social media in any way, shape, or form. So I was not able to just shoot her a quick text or send her a message on Facebook and be done with it. I had to follow through. I had to find her phone number the old-fashioned way, and I had to call her, had a little chat. It went really well. She agreed to have a one-on-one meeting with me in her home. And thinking back now, I remember she said that she would love to see what I was doing. She would love to help me out. Anything she could do to help me out, it wasn't a big problem. So let me fast forward just a little bit. This one-time acquaintance now is someone that I call a friend. I'm trying to save my cry face here. She is a wonderfully kind person with a beautiful heart and a dear soul. At first glance, her story to me was all of the things that you see on the outside. You guys all know what I mean, right? I mean, she has a beautiful house, she has a brand new car, she has a great job, and she always was really, she always looked put together and looked really, really nice. But that, my friends, is just filler. Those are just possessions. How you look, how much you weigh, and how much money you have do not tell the whole story. Because you see, over the past few months, I have come to know her as a woman who has had a hard time making friends since she moved to Pennsylvania, a woman who struggles with depression, a woman who feels isolated and lonely, and a woman who really doesn't like the job she's in. This beautiful lady is longing for a friend, a family, and a feeling that she fits in. And yet, despite all of this, these feelings, and all of the things that she had going on in her life, with her huge heart, on the very first day I visited her home, she took my hands and prayed for me, for my life, for my health, for my family, and this journey that I am on called Arbonne. That, I just don't even know. I mean, I couldn't even grasp that. I mean, who does that? Who cares so much for a stranger? So you guys, I just want you to stop and take a minute just to listen. There is always something else to someone's story. Sometimes you are brought into someone's life not only for the love of these wonderful products. Take the time, do the lunch, do the cup of coffee, and do the one-on-one. But don't just do it. Listen. Be the friend, be the shoulder, and be the difference. Be the person that puts a smile on someone else's face. And always ask yourself, what more can I do? You can make the difference. It's not just about building a client base, it's about building a relationship. So, this business we are in, this journey we are on, is not just about us. It's about the bonds that you make, the friendship that you receive, the loneliness you ease, and the conversation you encourage. God bless everyone, and have a good night.
Thank you.